A lot of Miami Dolphins fans are asking the same question. Why hasn't second round pick Patrick Paul signed his rookie contract yet? Some are concerned, some are just curious. But here's the truth, there's really no reason to panic. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this delay isn't a big deal at all. Miami isn't alone here. Across the entire NFL, 36 rookie draft picks still haven't signed their contracts, and 30 of them are second rounders. That's right, only 2 second round picks in the entire league have finalized their deals. So this situation isn't specific to Miami, it's happening almost everywhere. If you want to stay updated on everything happening with the Dolphins, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a single update. Now, let's get back to it. Let's rewind to last year for a second. By June 17th, every single second round pick across the league had signed. This year, it's now June 27th, and the majority of those picks, including Patrick Paul, are still unsigned. So what's causing the holdup? It's not the contract value. That part is already slotted and set. The real issue is guaranteed money. Players and agents are pushing for a larger portion of that contract to be fully guaranteed. That's where the negotiations are slowing things down, not just for Miami, but for almost every team with a second rounder still on the board. As for Patrick Paul, he's expected to sign a 4-year deal worth around $1.7 million. Everything else is in place. This is just about finalizing the guarantee terms. The front office isn't worried. And honestly, you shouldn't be either. So here's the real question everyone's asking. How much of that $11.7 million rookie deal should be guaranteed for Patrick Paul? That's where the conversation gets interesting, and honestly, a little historic. For the first time ever, a few second-round picks this year have signed fully guaranteed contracts, and now, that bold move has sent a ripple effect across the entire NFL. What we're seeing is a shift in expectations. NFL agents and their players are looking at these fully guaranteed contracts and saying, if they got it, why can't we? Now, Patrick Paul was taken 55th overall, not at the top of the second round. But when players picked just a few slots higher are locking in full guarantees, it raises the stakes for everyone else in that round. That includes the Dolphins. This is exactly why we're seeing delays across the board, not just in Miami. It's a waiting game. Teams are holding their ground. Agents are pushing back harder than ever. Everyone's looking around, waiting for the next contract domino to fall. Until that happens, it's a standoff. But make no mistake, this isn't about hesitation from the Dolphins. This is about a new trend that could reshape how second-round picks are valued and signed, and Patrick Paul's contract situation is right in the middle of that shift. If one more second-round pick lands a fully guaranteed contract, and especially a quarterback, the entire market could shift overnight. That's what agents are betting on, and front offices across the league know it. But here's the thing. If that next deal ends up being only partially guaranteed, teams will push back. They'll say, look, not everyone is getting the full deal. Why should we offer one now? And that's exactly where things stand at the moment. A league-wide pause, waiting for one big decision to set the tone. For the Dolphins, this means one thing: patience. Patrick Paul, their second-round selection, hasn't signed yet, but that doesn't mean there's a problem. Quite the opposite. He's been on the field. He's been participating in minicamp. He's fully present with the team, even if the paperwork isn't finished. And no, this isn't a holdout. It's not a standoff. It's just smart business in a new NFL climate. His agent is doing what any good representative would do, seeing how the market unfolds before committing. And honestly, who can blame them? We've just witnessed a historic shift, with 2 second-round picks landing fully guaranteed contracts for the first time ever. If you're a player like Patrick Paul, a highly valued, versatile offensive lineman, you'd naturally want to explore the best possible deal. That's not selfish. That's strategic. And for Dolphins fans worried this might drag on, don't be. All signs point to this being resolved before training camp begins. There's no conflict, no drama, just a changing landscape in how rookie contracts are negotiated. Patrick Paul is expected to step in and make an immediate impact on the Dolphins' offensive line. He's big, athletic, and versatile, exactly the kind of player Miami needs to protect the quarterback and dominate up front. When the deal is signed, and it will be, Dolphins fans are going to be glad he's on their side. There's a reason so many people are high on Patrick Paul, and it's not just hype. This is a player who's been earning respect across the league before even stepping onto the field in an official game. Veteran linemen are already talking about him. One comparison that stood out came from James Daniels, who saw shades of Isaac Sumalo in Paul's game, a polished professional lineman who's carved out a strong career in the NFL. That kind of praise isn't handed out lightly. What impressed Daniels most was Patrick's work ethic. He's constantly asking questions, reaching out to teammates, staying late after practice. That's the kind of mindset you want in a rookie, not just talent, but the hunger to grow. And let's talk about his versatility. That's what makes Patrick Paul such an exciting addition to Miami's offensive line. He's not locked into one position. He's capable of moving around, filling in wherever the team needs him most. In today's NFL, that kind of flexibility is gold. When you look at what Miami's building up front, having a young, intelligent, and adaptable lineman like Patrick Paul could be a major asset, both in the short term and for seasons to come. One of the most impressive things about Patrick Paul is his ability to line up almost anywhere on the offensive line. Realistically, he can play 4 out of 5 positions: right tackle, right guard, and left tackle. Center might be the only spot he's not built for, but everything else, he's proven he can handle it. This isn't just projection, it's backed by real game experience. He started a full season at right tackle, then moved to right guard the next year, and in his final college season, he split time between both tackle spots. That means he's not only familiar with the physical requirements of each role, but also the footwork, technique, and rhythm that come with playing different sides of the line. And when it came to switching sides mid-season, he didn't just hold his own, he excelled. His final year, bouncing between right and left tackle, saw him graded extremely well, especially in pass protection. According to multiple evaluations, he was more refined as a pass blocker than a run blocker, which tracks with what we've seen on tape. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Patrick Paul is a perfect fit for Miami's offensive system. The Dolphins run a zone-based blocking scheme that thrives on movement, quickness, and lateral agility, not brute force, power up the middle runs. They love wide zones, tosses, stretch plays, all of it designed to get speed to the edge and create misdirection for play action. That's exactly the kind of system Patrick thrives in. He's incredibly athletic for his size. His relative athletic score for a guard ranked above 9.5, which is elite. When you combine that with his experience and versatility, it becomes obvious why the Dolphins made the move to trade up from pick 48 to 38. They didn't wait for him to fall. They went and got their guy, and for good reason. There's no doubt about it, Patrick Paul and Jonah Monheim are both going to have major roles on Miami's offensive line this season. In fact, it's hard to see a scenario where Jonah doesn't start from day one. And honestly, that's not even a bold prediction anymore. It's just reality. We already know a few things about how the line is shaping up. Austin Jackson is locked in at right tackle. Aaron Brewer is holding down the center spot. Patrick Paul is expected to take over at left tackle following Terron Armstead's retirement. So the question isn't whether Jonah starts, it's where. Because Miami brought in veteran James Daniels in free agency, the team has a couple of options. Jonah could slide into right guard, where he has actual college experience, or he could land at left guard and line up right next to fellow rookie Patrick Paul. If you ask me, right guard makes the most sense. Jonah already played that position in college, and slotting him between Brewer and Jackson, 2 experienced veterans, could ease his transition into the NFL. It would give him consistent support and communication on every snap. However, minicamp gave us a different look. With James Daniels sidelined during team drills while recovering from an Achilles injury, Jonah was seen working at left guard next to Patrick Paul. That could just be a temporary shuffle based on off-season availability, or it could be a glimpse of the long-term plan. Either way, what's clear is this: Jonah is going to start. Miami didn't trade up in the second round to have him sit on the bench, and frankly, there's no one else on the roster more suited to start at guard. With limited depth on the interior line and questions around certain backups, Jonah steps in as both the logical and necessary choice. His versatility is a huge asset, his system fit is ideal, and his presence gives Miami's offense another young, athletic building block up front. With Jonah Monheim and James Daniels expected to take over at the guard spots, the Dolphins' interior offensive line could look completely transformed. Gone are the struggles of last season, and in their place, Miami might finally have the balance it's been searching for. That balance is key. Last year, the run game simply wasn't reliable. The offensive line struggled to create consistent push, and that left the offense one-dimensional, especially when Tua was dealing with injuries. The result: missed opportunities, stalled drives, and a team that won just 8 games despite facing one of the softest schedules in the entire league. This year, that story could change. A better offensive line means more protection for Tua, more room for the backs to work, and a real chance to sustain drives, not just go for the explosive play. It's about efficiency now, not just flash. And the additions up front, especially Monheim at guard, could be the foundation for that shift. Statistically, the Dolphins were near the bottom of the league last season in nearly every offensive line metric. 27th in run blocking, 20th in pass protection, bottom 5 in yards per carry, dead last in rushing first down percentage. That last one is especially telling. Only 20.7% of their runs resulted in first downs, the worst in the NFL. That's a formula for inconsistency, but with the line upgrades, including 2 fresh starters inside, there's every reason to expect those numbers to rise. This team isn't just faster and flashier, it's tougher, more complete, and far more capable of putting together long, sustained drives. With a healthier Tua and a more physical front, don't be surprised if Miami's offense takes a big leap, maybe even into the league's top 10 once again.